We'll be starting in just a second, folks. All right. Just 1 second. All right, here we go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Veterans Day. Hope everybody's doing great today. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Let me just put a little light. All right. Oh, it's too bright now. Too bright. Okay, that's better. Hey, Kevin, Ivan, Ivano, Brian, Pete, Seth, Jeff, Ray, Jody, Arnolfo, the sassy trainer. Good morning, Tinya, Laura. Yeah, it's way too cold here. Bull Rider, uh, Jeff, happy Veterans Day to you as well. Fat, Robert, Ray, Minnesota Matt, Steven, Yuri. Good morning, Yuri. David, good morning, Laura. Jesse, Jill, good morning, Jill. Bernie the Bear's here. I like that. I like that name. That's cool, Bernie. Tom, Debbie, Ruth, Gregory, Wayne, George, Penny. Hey, Penny. Yes, Veterans Day. That's right, veterans. Because of you guys, we're all here. We would not be here without you. That's a very good point. It's a very good point. Lloyd, Moondog is in the house. Franco, we got Solaire, we got Cam. Good morning, Cam. We got Gregory, we got Stan, Laura, we got Walter, Becky, Ivan. Good morning. High Grounder. Hey, High Grounder. Hefe, Wade, Bonnie. I think it's Bonnie. Yes, Roddy. It's hard reading the names with these tags. Greg, Art, Karen. Good morning, Karen the Shark. Vernon, Sean, Tim, John. Good morning. Good morning. We got a lot of people here is what we got. Let me go back here a little bit. We got Roddy, Greg, Art, Karen, Vernon, Sean, Tim, John, Lawrence, Steve, Manuel, Tom, Bill, Delbert. Good morning, Delbert. Mike, James, Warren, Wesley. Good morning, Wesley. Afa Diaz, Mark, Dave. Is it Russ? Russ. Good morning, Russ. John, Maria, Terrence, John, Chad, C. Fazio, Nathan. Good morning, Nathan. Rick, Javad, Kevin. Hey, Kevin. Sin, Devin, Krish, Kay, Naples fan, Richard, Julio, Steven, Brendan, the sassy trainer, yes. Harry, Missile HB. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Dave Johnson, Duzzy, Henry, Brian, Gene. God, we got a lot of people here today. We got Dave, we got Lewis, we got Tara, we got Robert, we got Patrick, Mr. Costa Rica. I love that. Mr. Costa Blanca, excuse me, RP. John, Stacy. He does look good in a uniform, doesn't he, Stacy? Lawrence, Anukumar, hello there. Steve, RBX10, Bob, Wesley, Robert, Nestor, Kevin, Gregory, Bobby, Kevin, Michael. We got, we got a lot of people here. We got Linda. Hey, Linda. We got Kurt. We got William. Hey, William, good to see you. And I'm glad you brought your son into the mix. That's great. I'm so happy to see that. Robert, another Robert, Randy, CJ74, somebody from South Korea, I can't pronounce your name, Hopium. Robert, Cheese Grade Traders here. Piet DeBrock is here. Welcome, Piet. Jason, Frex is here. Dave, Chris, Scotty, Sandra. Good morning, Sandra. Robert, Dragon Dawn, Illinois grain farmer. Uh, Devin, we got Genevieve. We got Bob's. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, and happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. Just if I did not say hello to somebody, and if I missed you, I apologize. I am not doing it on purpose. I am just going from the top to bottom. Also, while I have your attention, while Colonel Clyde has your attention. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Barry, good to see you. Please make sure you guys are coming in and switching to 1080p. I forget to do it all the time, and it puts me on auto mode, and I don't like it. 1080p, otherwise you're not going to see anything clearly, okay? So very, very, very important. I'm just going to put my jacket on. It's a little chilly here. Hey, Sergey, good morning. Good morning. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Now, folks, also while you're here, please give us one thumbs up. Thumbs up. Hey, Stan, Rihanna, Diamond, Jen. Good morning, everybody. We still have a lot of people coming in right now. Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, and thank you, all your veterans, for all that you have done for us and all that you continue to do for us. We would not be able to do it without you. All right, so first things first, because it's Veterans Day, we obviously understand that the bond market is closed. Well, with the bond market being closed, the stocks get a lot less directional bias and movement because bonds is what drives price. Hey, Brian, Captain Beef, Mr. Costa Blanca, good to see you guys. Thank you all for being here and supporting me. I do appreciate it. Sorry about this jacket look. It's cold. It's cold here. It's the coldest day we've had this year so far, I think. Okay, NASDAQ is down about 124. We did go up quite a bit yesterday, so this is not a surprise. We're in high volatility land. But if you look at the amount we went up, here, let me actually show you what I'm talking about. You can actually see it right here. There, you can see it right here. This was yesterday's move, and this is this morning. You could see that we're still above the 8-day EMA, and and I'll go through all this later, but always consider the prior day move when you consider the current move, because I mean we had like what 500-600 point move on the NASDAQ yesterday, which is just monstrous. So the fact that we're off a little bit isn't that, we're only down 0.44. It's not that big of a deal, and we're still above the 8-day EMA. And I'll get into all of that in a bit. But I just wanted you guys to understand that we may have a little bit less, iguanas in South Florida, Cam, that's true. Hey, Rock, good to see you. Texas Kirk, Hopium Addict, Carrie, First U.S. Army, hello there. Robert, Kai, good morning, everybody. Good morning. So glad to have you here. Eagle Beagle's here. Gordon's here. We still have a lot of people coming in. I guess I must have been coming in a little earlier today. But anyways, NASDAQ is down, the Dow is up, the S&P's meeting us in between. And again, generally based on everything based on my experience, I would say that the market gets very, it almost starts trading like an overnight session. It just doesn't have any gusto to it, okay? Because remember, the market gets its firepower from the bond market, okay? As far as earnings are winding up. We still have some earnings coming around, Beyond Meat, CVG, Orla, but the large caps are behind us. SE, this is an auction type of site in south, not in Japan, in somewhere in Asia, but not in Japan. This is a very, very powerful stock, actually. Trades quite well. It's got earnings today. It's expecting 11%. And then tomorrow we got Cisco. We still have Disney. We still have Applied Material. So we're not done yet, okay? We're not done yet. It is cold here. It's probably about 50 degrees in this room. I don't get good heating I get good AC, but not good heating in this room. We are in Florida though. And if you guys don't have this doc yet, let me give it to you, okay? It's only Tuesday. It's still useful. Singapore, thank you, Singapore. I appreciate that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Stefan. I appreciate that. Singapore, yes. See, I got my helpers here. This is exactly what I need. All right, as far as Fed data, well, the government is still not open, and we're not going to get any Fed data, but we are going to hear from Michael Barr at about 10:25 in the morning. And tomorrow we have a bunch of Fed speakers. Remember, even though he speaks today, he's not going to have an impact on the bond market. Everybody looks at this and they look at bonds to see what bonds do, to see what they should do with stocks. Bonds are closed today. So you don't have that institutional drive today. And between you and I, yeah, Jeremiah, it sounds about right. Um, we don't have that. We don't have that market maker push today because bonds are closed. But again, tomorrow we have a bunch of things opening up. If you look at TLT today, it's not really doing anything. But notice yesterday, bonds. As remember what I told you guys. I think we're going to stay in this area for a while because of this. And it looks like we're staying here for a while. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. This tells us that there's some stability here, and we're still at 65% in December. Although I'm going to say there's a huge question mark because good morning, Carla. Good morning, John. Good morning, everybody who's coming in. Glenn, Jeremiah. Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome. Goose, G4 Goose Class 88. What is the percentage? No, percentage number, this number right here, it's important. This is how much the stock is expected to move after earnings comes out based on the implied volatility as priced into the options, at the money options. We use this for time spreads. And this information gets logged into Data Miner every quarter, and then it compares it to the actual move. You can't find this data anywhere. It's really, well, you can. You can find it. It'll cost you between $900 and $2,000 a month. We put it into Data Miner for time spread, specific purpose. And actually, I wanted to give you guys an update. Hey, Gustavo, there you are. Mr. Goose. I like Goose. I like calling Gustavo Goose. I got my Eagle Beagle. I got my Goose. I need a couple of more nicknames, and we're good to go with another. What's that Tom Cruise movie? The when he's a pilot, Goose, and anyway, I digress. So anyways, these are the numbers, but I wanted to show you something actually. All right, I'll come back to it. Yeah, Top Gun. Yeah, we got our own version of Top Gun going. All right. Okay, so we got through that. Gold is almost at that. Yeah, Top Gun. Yeah. Well, there you go. I bet you there's a good story behind that, Gustavo. So you see how gold never went above this area, and that's the area I want to see it get above. So gold is looking good. It's actually looking really good, but I'd like to see it go above this level, and it's not above this level. And if it backs off, and I mentioned to you that if it doesn't break this level, the odds are very strong it'll just come back and come right back into this base, because this is where most of the support is. So I'm just going to extend this line, and I'm just going to assume that we're going to stay in this range until proven otherwise, okay? I have this area for you grayed out, okay? I don't even know why I have two of these things here. Let me just pull this down. There we go. So until otherwise, I think we're going to stay here until we start breaking this area, okay? There you go, Michael. Congratulations, and thank you for being, an American warrior. Thank you for your service. Yeah, it's a big deal. Both of my grandfathers were vets. All right, U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar looks like it wants to continue going down, unfortunately. I was hoping that the U.S. dollar was gonna go past the 200-day moving average. I was hoping that the Supreme Court hearing with regarding tariffs was going to boost sentiment, but what it did was it was kind of buy the rumor and then sell the fact. We never went past the 200-day moving average, as you could see here, classic resistance area. We are now back here, and if I had to put my money on the line, I would say that we are going to break this level and start coming back down again because we don't know when the Supreme Court will rule. And also, and folks, please don't go picking on me, okay? Based on their reaction and based on what they were saying and based on the questions they were asking, and again, it could all be for show, for all I know. I can't get into their head, but they were not buying it at all. And also, I mean, it's kind of hard to trick the Supreme Court. Both lower courts already overruled it. So legally, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Politically, who the hell knows? We're in a political world now. So again, I just don't like the way they were, the comments and I don't want to be right here. I don't want to be right because it would be a disaster if they overrule it at this point because we're kind of stuck and a lot of that money would have to go back. But I always thought that you guys know what I thought because I've been telling you this for a year now. So again, anyway, we have a descending triangle here. And oops, we have a descending triangle here. And I'm hoping that I'm hoping I'm wrong and this comes up, but usually descending triangles lead to the downside, okay? What's the best way to trade US dollar? UUP, ticker UUP. Here, look. Sorry. There he goes. There's the US dollar right here. Look. UUP. Okay? That's the best way to trade it. So anyways, what did Polymaker 26% unfavorable? Yeah. Before it was 48%. See, it went from 45, 55 to 18 and now it's at 26 again. Yeah, that's not good. That ain't good. That's the Dave, that's the point that I'm making. You're making my point here. So this is not favorable. Or UDN. Yeah, you could trade UDN too. Just go to Google. Look, let me show you a trick. US dollar ETFs. Look. There's tons of here, US dollar list right here. I'll post this for you, okay? There they are. UUP, UDN. Here you guys go. There you go. Tariffs, the loss should be first on everybody's mind, not politics. Well, Harley, if you want to talk about law, not a chance in hell. Legally speaking, not a chance in hell. Legally, but again, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. Okay, my guess is as good as yours. All right, so U.S. dollar. You guys understand my position here. Based on everything I'm seeing here, it doesn't look great, and it looks like we're already coming into this range, unless there's something I'm not, or something changes. Crude oil, big surprise. Crude oil. Remember, I thought crude oil was going to come down, and I said, let's wait for a breakdown. Well, look what happened. This is why I say areas and not levels. Areas. It didn't break this area. And now it's coming back up. And I was saying how, hey, I wonder if we're going to break down. It looks like we're breaking down. But last few days started coming up here. And that actually makes sense. That actually makes sense with the U.S. dollar. Finally, it's starting to make sense with the U.S. dollar going down, that crude oil is starting to get a little bit of a lift. Okay? And honestly, folks, I have no idea what the Supreme Court is going to rule, how they're going to rule. They've been ruling politically since Trump has been in the White House. So anything goes. All right. Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks like it wants to sit here. It's above the 200-day moving average. My suggestion would be not to touch Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin looks like it's going to be sitting in this range for a little bit. The fact that it didn't break down is very, very positive. But I'm also noticing that Bitcoin is following the U.S. stock market a little bit intraday. I mentioned something to you guys a few years ago, okay? You probably do not remember it at this point. But what I mentioned to you, I've been saying this now for the last 8 years. And what I've been saying is as cryptos become a bigger part of our economy. Now, some of you have been with me for years and years. If you have, you probably will remember this. I said as cryptos become a larger part of the economy, they will go from being a trending asset to a counter trending asset as they mature. This is what happens with most assets that become mature. They become more arbitrage. There's more eyes on them. More institutional traders trade them. So if you look at Bitcoin's trading activity when it first started trading, it was like the Japanese yen in the 70s. It was like the wild west. It was just going crazy. As of late, the last year or so, cryptos have been trading a lot more like stocks. Stocks are a counter trending asset. Now, does anybody remember? Oh, you remember, Robert. You do remember. Hey, Robert, how many years have I been saying that? I don't know, Stefan, but it could be a while. It could be into 2026. Do you remember how long I've been saying this? How many years I've been saying this for, Robert? Like years. And I haven't changed my tune. And you could see it. It's there the liquidity, the range. When a market when you have more and more and more eyes on a market, that market becomes more arbitraged. There's more people buying, there's more people selling. It creates more of this. It goes from being a roller coaster like this, going up, down, big moves to being like this. You understand? Yeah, I said it several times. You said that constantly for years now with respect. I did. Robert and Frank, you guys have been with me for a while. Thank you for saying that. So the reason why so let me just back away a little bit. This is not what I'm talking about. Is not unique to Bitcoin. It's unique to pretty much any asset. Look at the way, look at look at the way futures traded in the early 70s and mid 70s and early 80s. It's like two different industries. Take take a look. Do yourself a favor. Take a moving average, any moving average you want, like a 50-day moving average, and put it on the Japanese yen in the 70s. You would have became a billionaire. The swings were massive. All you needed was a simple moving average. In the 80s, they became a completely different asset. The same thing is happening with Bitcoin. It's becoming more mature. It's becoming part of our economy. Think about where Bitcoin has gone in the last 10 years, right? It's now a regulated asset. So it's become a counter trending asset, which means you should be looking for smaller moves, more counter trending moves. Just look at that's right. To being arbitrage financial asset. That's exactly right, Junior. Man, you guys are paying attention. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. You guys are 100% right. Does that mean you think every portfolio should own? I didn't say anything about you owning or not owning Bitcoin. That's not what I'm. All I'm explaining to you is how it trades. It's not. It doesn't trade like it used to in the old days. All those guys who are looking for the big money, it's not in Bitcoin anymore. Those huge swings that you guys were expecting, that those days are over. It's arbitrage. It's just like what happens to a stock when goes from a small cap to a large cap. It looks like it moves bigger, but the percentage move is smaller. And the reason I'm spending so much time on this is because what I'm talking about applies to every asset, not just Bitcoin. I'm trying to give you guys a lesson here, okay? Okay. And folks, if you're just coming in here right now, please make sure you switch to 1080p. Got to check myself, 1080p. And if you don't mind, give us one thumbs up. We may be a little light today because of the holiday as well. Although, who knows, right? Thanks, guys. Okay, let's continue. China. China looks like it's coming right back up. China is now back in this range, or from what it looks like, it's almost at that range. Yeah, there we go. Yep. We're back in this range, which is great, which is really great. Hoping to see a little more upside, okay? Hoping to see a little more upside. Okay, as I read through this, why don't you guys start posting your catalysts, okay? And I'm just going to take a quick look at the market. Coming off. Look at bonds. I mean TLT. TLT is moving up, which is great. Remember, this doesn't trade, but this is a proxy for bonds, not bonds. That's moving up, and stocks are not moving up. Actually moving a little lower here. Yeah. It may not be a very volatile day, especially in light of what happened yesterday. Can you trade Chinese currency? Sure, you could trade FXI. Yeah, you could trade FXI. Just remember something. You see how gappy it is? It's gappy like this because all of these trade in China on their time zone, and then we get their night session. So what you're seeing is this is the reason it's gappy is because it's opening up here for their night session. So everything you're seeing here is after what happened over there during the day, and you're picking up their night session. I just hope you understand what I'm saying, which is why you're getting these gaps. So be careful and don't take big positions because of the gaps. Because anytime you trade an ADR, that's very true, Rock. A lot of people are stuck in airports, including a few friends of mine and my wife's. I could tell you some nightmare stories from the last few days. Whew. But yeah, you could trade this, but just remember, anytime you're trading a foreign asset, you're trading their night session. So China opens and closes, and then they open it here based on that price. So you're missing the full day session, okay? So you could trade this and it's fine, and it's very liquid, but it's gappy. Anything that trades in another country is gappy, okay? 100 better ETF than FXI. Yeah, markets are pretty dead right now because of the holidays. Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much for everything you do. I don't use gamma exposure. That's Kane's thing. I don't need. Okay, the reason I don't use gamma is because I could see those levels with my eyes. You guys cannot see those levels with your eyes. It takes you guys a few years to get to see those levels with your eyes. So I don't need those levels. I don't need those levels. And I've never needed those levels. Okay. But they work really well unless you've been doing this for 30 years, then you can see it with your eyes. When I look at a stock, when I look at a chart, things just pop at me. Like I don't have to pay it. Like, have you guys ever seen how fast I look at my stock charts and like yay, nay, yay, nay? It's instant. It doesn't take me. I don't have to like actually look at it. I subconsciously look at it. Okay. Catalysts. Thanks, First U.S. Army. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm glad I don't work at an airport. Hopium addict. I am sure as heck I don't work in an airport right now. All right, guys, catalysts. Does anybody want to give me catalysts? Any catalysts? Any catalyst? Well, I'll start reading this, and if anybody has catalysts, you post them here, okay? Pointing to a lower open on Wall Street after yesterday's rally amid renewed concerns over valuation of some of the biggest beneficiaries of the AI boom. There has not been any there's not been any renewed concerns about valuations. There hasn't been any. It's the same concerns we had earlier in the week. Minnesota Matt says chips, consumer discretionary, Fed speakers. Where do you get the consumer discretionary from, Minnesota Matt? That's and I'm not saying you're wrong. I just want to know, where did you get the consumer discretionary from? Tell me the tickers, please. Help me out. Sentiment weakened with Nvidia fell over 1%. Disclosed that it had sold its entire $5 billion stake in the chip maker, reigniting valuation concerns. Okay, so okay. Now this is called propaganda. Okay, this is called propaganda. So let me show you something. Let me show you something, okay? Earlier last week, a couple of bankers from Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs said that we think price is overvaluated, which is something that Warren Buffett's been saying now for a year. And I think Warren Buffett's more valuable than these guys, okay? Number two, let me see what time it is. Then what was really, I didn't believe any of it. But then what happened was we had 3 tech companies come out with better than expected earnings and all stocks dumped. That was about as far as valuation things changed. Now, all of a sudden, This company, SoftBank, decides to sell their stake, and all of a sudden, Alexander is pinging it to that story. This story and that story have nothing to do with each other. So here's what I'm trying to tell you. We have absolutely no idea why SoftBank sold their stake in Nvidia. We have no idea whatsoever. Okay, they could be doing it for 5,000 reasons, which I can begin saying now and not end till the day's session. But all of a sudden, because they sold this, and because last week somebody was talking about valuation, Alexander decides to put the guy who writes this, his name is Alexander, he decides to put the two stories together. This is why I hate the news and media. We have no idea why they sold Nvidia, but all of a sudden it's because there's valuation rumors again. There isn't any folks. There isn't any. I'm just letting you know these two events have absolutely nothing to do with each other. So don't go starting to extrapolate ideas because some company sold Nvidia. We have no idea why they sold Nvidia. Okay? All right. Learn from this, okay? Learn from this. We have no idea what they did. This is someone taking two stories that are completely independent from each other and tying them together so he can make sense, so he can create a story for you. Meanwhile, you're reading this and you're thinking, oh, valuation concern. There's no valuation concerns, and earnings have been coming out 2 to 3 times better than he was pricing in at 7.22%. So please don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Okay? That's just that I hate when they do that. I hate when they do that. This happened and this happened. All of a sudden, we have no idea what they did. Okay. Adding to negative sentiment on Tuesday, there is no negative sentiment. There is no negative sentiment on Tuesday. Wall Street Journal reported that China will expedite rare earth export approval for most firms while excluding those tied to U.S. military. I think this is kind of something we expected. I mean, I don't think that's new. And we already know what happened yesterday. Nvidia, Google, we don't need to read this. We know what happened because we had our catalyst from yesterday. Okay. On the bearish side, Oscar trembling and Centene drop coming down. Record 42-day government shutdown poised to end as soon as Wednesday. After Senate passed the temporary funding bill, Democrats provided enough votes to push measures. The package now heads to Republican-controlled House, and now it's going to be advancing to President Trump's desk. Once the government reopens, a wave of delayed economic expected to be released, but we don't know when. We don't know when. Based on this is important. Based on historic precedents from the 2013 shutdown, September job report could be one of the first to be released, potentially within 3 business days of the government opening. Okay. Short sellers bought Nvidia, consumer data. I don't see anything consumer discretionary. I still don't see anything with consumer discretionary. BMO, hold on a second. Bank of Montreal, that's a financial stock. It's not in the S&P 500. SE is not in the S&P 500. So I'm going to ask you again, where are you guys getting where are you got PSKY? PSKY? What's PSKY? Paramount? I think he may be right. And you know what? He is right. He got me. This is why thank you. Thank you for showing me off today, Minnesota Matt. I did not see that. You're right. No, he's absolutely right. I had the chips, but I did not have consumer discretionary. I did not think this was an S&P 500 stock, and you proved me wrong. And I appreciate it more than I love to be proven wrong. I really do love to be proven wrong. That is great. Thank you. Thank you, Minnesota Matt. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. You're helping me out. I did not think this was an S. I saw it right here. but I did not think this was an S&P 500 stock. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. No, you got me. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. He's right. It's chips and consumer discretionary. I just had chips and Fed speakers. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Great job. Great job. Thank you. Somebody's watching out for me, actually. Analysts caution the Bureau of Labor Statistics it will likely be unable to gather and process data for both October and November CPI reports ahead of the December FOMC meeting. That's that puts the FOMC meeting in great danger because all the Fed has to say is, how the hell do you want us to extrapolate data and make a decision when we have no data? It's all they have to say, and nobody can touch them on that. Okay? Nobody can touch them on that if that's the way they decide to go. Now, this is the most interesting part. I love reading this. Albert Musalem said on Monday that he expects U.S. economy to rebound sharply early next year. That's great. I like to know how he gets that. Emphasizing that policymakers should exercise caution when considering further rate cuts. Okay. It's very important that we tread with caution. I agree with him because I believe there's limited room for further reduction without monetary policy becoming overly accommodative. You know what? I would kiss this guy right now. He is 100% correct. He is right. He's right. At the same time, oh boy, Dolly said economies likely experiencing a slowdown in demand and cautioned against keeping rates too high for too long. Look at that. They're saying completely the opposite of each other. It's interesting. Very interesting. Stefan said the better than expected inflation data, really better than expected. Where are you getting this better than expected inflation data from, your ass? Because the Fed hasn't come out with anything. And continued signs of labor market weakness support the case for a third consecutive rate cut. Well, I agree with you potentially, but I'd like to know where you're getting your info from. Because last time I checked, we're not getting our inflation data, right? Yeah, it's just all I'm doing is going here, guys. Look, bar chart. I'm going right here. Look, right here. This is the story right here, and he keeps updating it all day long. It's just the cover bar chart story, and I use it every day. And thank you for the consumer discretionary. Did you see Claw this morning? Claw? What is Claw, Laura? Sorry, I don't. I'm not sure we're talking about the same thing. Anyways, let's continue. So they're really mixed here, and I agree with Musalim right now. All right, I do expect the economy to rebound. And I think they should exercise caution. And I do think we're going to have a economy is going to rebound. We now have a 63% chance of a rate cut. I personally think based on the bond market, which is actually moving higher right now, but I think we're still going to stay in this range. I think it's more like 60-40, especially after reading this. But maybe you guys think otherwise. Bond market is closed for Veterans Day. Europe is up 0.44, extending gains from previous session. Further signs that the end of U.S. government is that's really good, giving us support. And remember, they're not closed. They're not closed. China closed lower today amid renewed concerns over U.S.-China trade tension. AI-related stocks retreated. Sentiment weakened after Wall Street Journal reported that China will expedite rare earth export approval for most firms while excluding those tied to U.S. military. I don't think there's AI concerns. I really don't, unless you want to consider SoftBank selling Nvidia. There's a lot of AI stocks, folks. Maybe they are selling Nvidia because they like another AI stock better. Micron has been now put in the same. Maybe they like AMD better. Maybe they don't want to be long that stock with AMD having a full event this week. AMD's having a full event this week. Laura, bond futures, bonds are down. Bonds are down right now. Yield futures are open, but bonds are down. Japan gave up earlier gains and closed lower today as investors decided to take profit. They had a really big rally last few days. Real estate industrial stocks underperformed. Nvidia fell over 1% as SoftBank disclosed that it sold. Let's see what Nvidia is doing right now. Nvidia's down 1.75% right now. It's just sitting. It's just sitting right now at yesterday's low. This is yesterday's range, and look at Nvidia right now. It bounced. I mean, this is nothing. This is nothing, okay? Nothing. If Nvidia was really being sold off, trust me, you would see a move on Nvidia. This is not a huge move. Let's see what SMH is doing this morning. It's down less than a point. Still right in this area. So let's not get our panties up in a bunch, okay? I missed this. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. I really do appreciate it. I do appreciate it very much because I do miss them sometimes. And sometimes when I come and give them to you, all the news is not out and Alexander updates them. No, me and Alexander don't work together. It sounds like we do, but we've never met. But I read his reports every day. I'd like to meet him one of these days. And I have a sneaky suspicion that he reads and comes to our classes sometimes. I can't prove it, but I think he does. All right, let's talk about the stock market. Volatility is up 2% today. That's really not a lot. And as soon as we can get back into this range, by the way, notice we made a low right at the upper end of my area here. I want to see us coming back down here. And notice we're below the 8-day. We're only up 2%. This is not significant. Let's see if we can get volatility to stay down today. Put the call ratio. We're absolutely not seeing anything right now. There's no imbalance of calls to puts. There's no bears that are can't wait. They're jumping out of the window. There's no call buyers emptying their bank account. This is people jumping out of the window. This is people emptying their bank account to buy stocks. Okay, highest level of fear, highest level of greed. You're not really seeing that right here. Okay, stability. We've been getting more stabilized. Not on the 50-day, but here. Remember, it went all the way to 50%. Now it's at 56%. So it's not looking all that bad, and we still have a lot of upside potential here. S&P 100 is at 50. The Russell 1000 is now, it went all the way to 37%. It's now back at 40. Most importantly, the 200 is stable. NASDAQ 100, you have 50%. 50 stocks out of 100 are trading above the 50-day moving average. What else can we expect? This is about as good as it's going to get, and the Dow shows some stability. So momentum is actually getting a little better than it was a week ago, okay? How long does it take to sell $5 billion worth of stocks? Depends. All right, let's look at momentum. We have really strong momentum to the upside right now. I'll show you. 225 stocks making 1 month high, only 96 making 1 month lows. So momentum to the downside is actually deteriorating. We still do not have any directional bias in terms of speculative stocks leading. You could see they're all right here. Technology, semiconductor, QQQ, and this is after we find out that we're going to open back up. So technology is not our friend right now. Speculation is not our friend right now. I'm hoping within the next few days, we could start seeing some of these start to come back up here. But notice a couple of weeks ago, they were all up here. Now they're all down here. Look, Bitcoin, Russell, retail, consumer discretionary, QQQ, all the speculative stocks are right here. You got defensive here. But you got some interest rate favorable stuff here too. So it's not just all defensive. You got mid caps, but leading stocks, speculative stocks are at the bottom right now. They're not at the top. So we have to watch that very carefully. That is a red flag. Okay. Let me give you guys daily levels. Okay, daily levels. This is important, and I'm gonna do real time right now. So SMH. Yesterday we went above the 8-day EMA. If we need to get above here to have an A line, or at least get above here to have an A line. I'll just put this right here. At least up there to have an A line. But so far we look like we're supporting the 15-day this morning. It looks like it's bouncing off the 15-day pretty good. So we may just have a choppy day, but this is not really a you might or may not remember, but I said this kind of a rally isn't going to sustain itself all the way through. There's a good chance we're going to consolidate. So look for a little consolidation, maybe a little bit give back. My biggest concern is that we don't start filling in this gap right here, that we don't break the 15-day and start going back down here. Okay? So I want to see us stay in this range. I don't want us to break this level. I don't want us to break 353.80 on SMH. Okay. That's the level, which is right at the 15-day EMA. Okay. You may want to write this down. For QQQ, let me delete this crap. For QQQ, we're bottoming out right at the 8-day. And remember yesterday I said don't be surprised if we opened up, went down, clicked, hit this area, and then came back up. It's exactly what we did. It's too much too fast. This is too much too fast. So it would be normal for this to consolidate for a few days before going higher. My main concern is that we don't break this low with gusto. If we just take it down or come down here, that's okay. I don't want to break this low with gusto. So don't be surprised if today's range was right here, 616.89, 624.43, right here. Not expecting a lot today. Hopefully this is helpful to you guys. SPY. SPY is above the 8-day. SPY is actually looking great here. Look at this. The low didn't even hit this area. So again, looking at, as long as we don't start filling this gap right here, I don't want us filling this gap right here. As long as we're above this area, anywhere here is okay, as long as we don't start filling this gap. Capiche? RSP is actually up on the day, right at the 50-day moving average. So again, I don't want to see us coming down here. I want us to stay in this area, okay? All right, let me give you intraday levels. Hopefully this is helpful to all of you. All right. I'm actually doing pretty good on time today. Okay. You see, it may take you guys 5, 10, 15 minutes to do this. You could see it takes me just a minute or so to do this. This is what I'm saying. Like I don't need, I could see levels really clearly. But a lot of you don't. You need those have those gamma levels. Remember, I have a little bit of an advantage over some of you. I've been doing this for more than half of my life. SPY levels. My mind thinks in terms of charts. I don't. I dreamed this stuff in my mind. I literally dreamed this stuff. Okay. And with time, you guys will get good at it. It just takes time. It takes time. It takes chart looking at charts all day long. QQQ levels. And folks, if you haven't given us a thumbs up, please do. I don't know how many we have here, but I do appreciate them. Actually, Google appreciates them too. SMH levels, let me give you those. Okay. I want to see if mags were volatile. Yesterday or the day before, mags were it was so hard to draw them. They were so random. Moondog, what was your question? Sorry, Moondog. What was your question, Moondog? I see a question, but I don't know what the question is. SMH levels. And remember, again, we may have a subdued session today as a result of the bond market being closed. Mags. Let's do mags. Mags. They weren't. No, they were pretty good. They're not random, but they were pretty tight, as you guys can see right here. Okay. Um, Sorry, guys. I don't know. Moondog, repeat your question so I can answer your question. There's a question mark. I just don't know what your question is. And remember, we haven't done large caps or small caps yet. So bear with me. Yesterday, I was freezing my butt off. I didn't have a jacket and I had the windows open in here and it was so cold. Mag levels. Want to make sure this is helpful to you guys. All right, let's do bond levels. Ooh, look at bonds last, TLT last hour. Mhm. Okay. Do you use 3 points for your levels? No, I don't use 3 points. I use several points. Just is it possible to say the areas you talk about rather than saying the area, this area, because some of you are work. I posted. Hey, Finn, I posted in the Telegram channel. Look, look, I post them for you with all the levels. I don't expect you to. Trader Momo said, "What do these levels mean to us?" I talk about that in the room in my VIP room all the time. 3 points for your levels. I don't use 3 points. I use as many points as I need to generate those levels. But I post them for you guys. Finn, I post them for you. If possible, say out areas you talk about rather than saying this area because some of us are at work. Yeah, you should be able to. You should be able to see this. Yeah, Stacy. So here, let me give you guys some links. Actually, you know what? I haven't even given any links yet today. Where's my manners? I guess I'm so focused on my analysis today, I forgot to give you guys links. So first things first. Let me go to Gustavo. If you haven't subscribed to my Telegram channel where you can get a lot of my updates, this is this is a good place to start right here. There you go. This is my Telegram channel. Second of all, I'll be live at noon talking about day trading today. We have a lot to finish from yesterday that we didn't finish, and I'll be talking about these levels. Working a level finding program. No, my levels are, you're not going to find anything on lead off discussing how to read Rogers. Oh, today Cam is going to talk about how to trade my intraday levels, and here's a link to Customer Service Live. So between coming here in the morning, being in my Telegram channel, Coin to Customer Service Live, you should have those. And I post them for you. I post these for you guys in Telegram. Look, so you guys can have them for all day. Look, I post them for you guys. All right? I don't just tell them, I post them. I don't expect you to remember these levels. Okay. Ooh, I'm going to be late to work today. Sorry, Cam and Gustavo. I totally forgot about you guys and myself today. This is the first time I posted anything. Yeah, VIP room at noon today, guys. Remember, we still have a lot to talk about in terms of day trading. I only covered about 20% yesterday. On the TLT level, why select the second from the bottom at the heavy red candle? because there's a lot of resistance there, and there's a lot of resistance here, right here. Yeah, a lot of resistance there. Yes, that is correct, Ray. That is correct. All right, so you should have all of these levels. All right, now let's talk about small caps. They've been hitting pretty good actually. Let me just close this up, reopen it. Totally forgot about you guys and myself. It's not like I forgot about you guys. I forgot about me and you. That's how you know I get really involved in my analysis. Like totally forget. I totally zone out. Um, volume buzz. Okay, let's see what stocks are buzzing this morning. Let's see where the buzzards are. Buzzards are. Okay. No, no, yes. Bo D greater than 805. Bo D. Oh, I didn't do. I'll do. Let me do this, and I'll do IWL levels. Okay. I knew I forgot something. Um, IZM above 175. ENGN above $11. KLTR 230. ALUR 260. QNRX above 6. Oh, hold on a second. Above 16. A lot today. CYCU above 550. See how many more we got. No. And last but not least, Turb above 450. Okay, let me write these down for you. Bodhi over 805. IZM over 175. ENGN above 11. KLTR above 230. ALUR above 260. QNRX above $16. CYCU above 550. That's it for today. And then let me give you the levels for Russell 2000, and then I'll get into the large caps real quick. I have some good ones for you today. Oh, my dogs are going crazy. That'll do it. Okay. All right. I knew I was forgetting something. All right. Again, folks, let me give you some links. Here's the link for the VIP room. I'll be talking about day trading, lots about day trading today. Oh, plus, yes, Turb. Yeah, I forgot about Turb. Turb 450. Yes. I posted the levels. Yes. And here is customer service lives. Okay, there you go. All right. And again, if you're interested in my Telegram channel, if you're not there yet, here's the link for that. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. And I update you guys. Actually, Clyde updates you all the time. All right, now let me give you levels for today's session. I mean, excuse me, let me give you stocks that I'm looking at for today. Ooh, it's getting colder and colder in here. The second time Turb has been on the move, Cam? Good, good. Ball, first short stock. DVA, short stock. GPC, coming off right here. It's an A line to the downside. Nike, owl. No, my dogs are howling as soon as I said owl. Owl and flow. That's a nice short. Let me give you some bulls. GLW, I like a lot. A lot, like a lot. I almost bought it yesterday. I may want to buy it today. Applied Materials. TEL. Thanks for posting it, George. I appreciate it. That looks a nice looking stock. Google. General Motors. APH. And RVMD. All right. I'm going to get to work. I appreciate all of you. If you have questions for me, my email address is roger@rogerscott.com. For a month, it should have gotten out before getting hammered the last couple of weeks, slowly catching back up. There you go, Matt. Thank you, guys. If you have any questions, email me. I'll be around. We may have a slow day today because there's nothing coming in from the bond market and the government today. Uh, Google is not overextended. No, no, Google is not. Why would you say Google is overextended? What's so overextended about Google? It's got an A line right here. It's not overextended. No. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Love you all. And I'm heading to the office. Any questions? Roger@rogerscott.com. Thank you, Cam and Gustavo. And don't forget the Cam and Gustavo show. Right here is the link. Totally forgot about everything today. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later and have a fantastic day. Be careful today, guys. Be careful. We may see a little bit of selling pressure from yesterday's aggressive buying. Take it easy. Don't go crazy today.